All right, we are back here. Saturday's competition, NCPA Championships in Lakeland, Florida. I'm Matty Marshall, and I'm joined up here with Todd Martinez. We are about to watch University of Nebraska Omaha take on Purdue University Boilermakers, and I'm very excited to watch this matchup because it's been a completely dominant performance so far for Omaha. Here we go, started this first point.
Yeah, Matty, Omaha, I mean, they were just controlling games yesterday. You could tell that they were a bit fatigued in the afternoon because, you know, they're only running with about 7 guys, but I mean, they're just controlling these games from start to finish.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of players, but the players they have are phenomenal. Basically, there's a professional paintball team called Omaha Vicious. A lot of those guys go to school at the University of Nebraska Omaha, and that's who we're watching play right now, so they are the favorites here at this event. I'll tell you what, though, the way Cal State Long Beach 49ers beat Ohio University Bobcats this morning, I think Cal State might be able to give them a run for their money. But you know what? Hey, Todd, Purdue played great yesterday, too. They ended up losing to UConn, but they actually played pretty good.
Yeah, Purdue, I mean, they played solid right now. You know, they had some good spots. They just shot out one of those Vicious players, Brian Bortle. Phil Kank, one of the other Vicious players, is in the Snake 1, trying to work on his mirror. 2 bodies left, I believe. Still alive for Purdue.
And
3.
And that's Purdue on your screen right now. He's in the yellow Snake 1. And he's trying to stay as low as possible. That's a very hard spot to play, and then his back player gets right behind him, and he's going to try to dominate Phil. It's tough, though, Todd, from this back blue bunker. You know, you're looking at that widescreen shot right there at home. Those blue bunkers, man, they're kind of hard to fight at them. You got to get up the field on this particular layout.
Yeah, this is a nice field with some good shooting lanes, but, I mean, fortune favors the aggressive over here. You know, you want to get up the field as Vicious in that 50 Dorito.
And look at that. That's Phil. Look at the body language. You can always tell by a player's body language when they want to move, and here comes Omaha, and he is just going to drop the hammer. Nice job by Zach Sherman to come all the way from the opposite side of the field and make that happen here to score the first point. That was a long point, man.
Yeah, it was. You know, Vicious, well, Purdue, they got in some good spots up the field to lock it down, but then they lost their whole Dorito side of the field. Player had to get pulled out of the middle. But Vicious, you know, they're not going to rush down the field. You know, they're going to play it slow, play it smart. You know, that's something that, you know, with Vicious, you know, having that pro experience, bringing that to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we're just going to have to see Purdue try to ratchet up that aggression because you really can't win these games from those back spots, man. You really have to get up the field. That's why it's broken down, red, yellow, blue. You got to get to that red, and Nebraska Omaha has just been doing, I mean, their scores, I mean, they've been 10-winning teams. They've been 9-winning teams. All right, Todd, let's check out this replay. And you see there's Phil Conk right there, and then Zach Sherman cutting the lane from the inside and on the run. Blows Purdue apart, and that's how it's done.
Yeah, man, you know, I was talking to Kukuza, you know, from that Ohio game when he got blown up. He was at the A and tried to go bunker a player out of that tall temple on the Dorito side, the big blue one, and he took this big, long, winding route to try and go. You can see the experience from Zach Sherman, takes a direct route, put bunkers in front of him, and gets right to the player as fast as he can. You want to protect yourself when you're running towards players. You don't want to give yourself a run in the wide open.
Well, we talk about how paintball's a game of angles, and now let's think about the logic of this. Okay, well, if you're trying to get outside wide, trying to get up on the snake side, you're trying to get up on the Dorito side so you can get those cross-field shots. Now, if I want to go bunker somebody, I want to do the opposite. I want to put his bunker in between me and him so he can't see me until I get right up on him, and then you come around and shoot him. Another thing is you see a lot of these guys, man, they will shoot the bunker that they're running at on the run.
Yeah, that's like, hey, I'm coming.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. You're like, hey, I'm coming to get you, so you should probably come out and try to trade with me. All right, you're looking at Purdue on your screen right now. Score 1-0. They double up that back center. You know, I don't really like that double up the back center move, as long as you get out of there, though. But I keep seeing teams, look at this. Every single time I've seen that back center doubled up, it seems like somebody's getting shot out of there.
Well, they also let Omaha get out really wide. Omaha made the tall temple on the Dorito side and the snake side corner. Phil Kank was able just to wrap right around and put that pressure. When you break out, you got to leave some secondary bunkers open for at least one of those back guys.
Yeah, and nice job by, you know, it's interesting is that Brian Bortle is the snake player for Vicious. Well, him and Phil Kank, but at the same time, Brian's not playing the snake. He's playing the center.
No, but, I mean, it's nice to see him, you know, not necessarily playing the snake because, you know, these guys, they play well together, you know, and you want to see players show their versatility. You know, it's good for Brian as a paintball player that he can play multiple positions, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But that's the thing. That's one of the keys to the success of Omaha is their versatility. I mean, you have, for instance, Brian Bortle, great snake player, not playing the snake. They got Phil over there on that side, and he can do that. He could also probably play the center too. And then you got Zach Sherman. He's kind of all over the place.
Well, Zach Sherman, I mean, he's one of their – he's like the most vocal leader that's not really vocal at all.
Mm-hmm.
Guy doesn't really say much, but like he's the captain of their team. And you watch him play in the pro divisions, and he's all over the place. He could play the Dorito side one event. He played the back center. I see him attack the middle a lot. He's a versatile player too. And I think it's good that these guys are here. Being able to play at a high level of competition, but not necessarily against pros where they can use that a little bit more. As to where when you're at a pro event, it's like, hey, you're our best snake guy. We need you in the snake.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll tell you what, beautiful day today here in Lakeland, Florida. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm up here with Todd Martinez, and you're watching Purdue take on the University of Nebraska Omaha. And with the versatility that Omaha is bringing to the table, and with the way that they've really been able to, like you just broke it down, play all these different spots, Purdue's going to need to get real aggressive. And I thought I saw that out, or I did see that out of them when they played UConn yesterday. They ended up losing that match as UConn came from behind. But still, it's one of those things where you have to fight fire with fire. And if I'm going to go play Nebraska, I'm going to be thinking, man, we need to really be containing. I need to get guys up in that center. Stop letting Brian just run around like a crazy maniac in there. Put the fear of God into him.
Yeah, well, these vicious guys, they really shoot good lanes on the break as well. As Phil gets shot out of the snake corner trying to get out wide again, Purdue makes another move up the middle, might draw a penalty, does not, gets off the field. I mean, they're trying to go hard, but they're trying to go hard up the middle. But Vicious has those shots up the middle open.
Yeah, and Vicious lost 2 players as well, so kind of a bloodbath point here off the break as both teams losing 2 players, so it's 3-on-3 right now as Omaha is making moves up on the Dorito side of the field, getting into Dorito 1.
Omaha got the field spread out now. Brian Bortle able to bump out to the snake side. You got Zach Sherman in that back center.
And look at this top-hand portion of your screen. Both teams have a player, and this is the Dorito side of the field that you're looking at right now. That's Purdue, right on direct drive, number 96, Norcross. He's in a really good spot now. Omaha also has a player on the same side of the field, but just one bunker back from that. So better field position for Purdue, as you see on the left-hand side of your screen. They have that center bunker right behind the red, and there he goes, right into the red zone.
Purdue, they got good spots too. Zach realized that he came over from the back center to help out his Dorito player, give him some protection. The Purdue player in the middle doing a good job of locking off that lane until he just got shot square in the goggles.
Yeah, and it looks like it was definitely the Dorito player who shot him, and that's a tough. Look at this highway move. Oh, Brian Bortle tries to take a big, gigantic bite over here on the snake side of the field and ends up getting taken out. So it looks like this point could it's a seesaw battle back and forth in that Dorito side. Look at this. We look over here on the snake side, Todd. That entire Dorito side gets shot for Purdue.
Yeah, Brian Bortle saw the guy. He may have even shot the guy out of the Dorito on the far side and took off running immediately. But, I mean, that Purdue snake player's got his coach 5 feet away from him. He let him know that he was coming right away.
Oh, Zach Sherman almost gets shot. And it looks like, yeah, he does. So look at this. I think it's now a one-on-one, Todd.
It's a one-on-one. This could be a huge swing. Omaha could go up 3-0, or we could keep it close in the 2-1 game if Purdue can win this one-on-one.
Yeah, this is a massive point right here for Trinkle. Trinkle needs to win this point for his team. You do not want to go down 3-0 against Omaha. They're too strong of a squad.
Yeah, this is one of those times where you just need to put your team on your back.
Absolutely, just put your team on your back. The true meaning of determination.
We saw this in that Ohio game where, Ohio needed to win that one-on-one when they were down 4-0. Ended up winning it. Didn't end up helping them in the end, but same sort of situation. Down 3-0 is a huge deficit, especially against Omaha.
Yeah, absolutely huge deficit.
No.
Look at this. Trinkle, he's got to dig. Oh, what are you doing, Trinkle? Did he hurt himself? I mean, there's 4 minutes and 44 seconds left, so the time is not an issue right now. And I really like that thought. It's like, hey, look, you don't have to shoot everyone out there. In case you're just watching paintball for the first time or you're a little unfamiliar with the rules, you just got to get that flag in the center and you hang it. It's not about necessarily killing everyone on the team. So he was thinking the right thing, but I don't know if he ran out of gas or just tripped or what it was, but why would he not smartly work his way back? Instead, he just grabs the flag and then tries a dead-out sprint. It wasn't even really a sprint.
I mean, unless you're Usain Bolt.
Check out this replay here. So here it is. He's going to break for that flag. I like that move. He grabs the flag, and then instead of pondering his path, he just digs and then gets his back destroyed. If he had dug out to the other side of the field, come towards the snake side, he had all these bunkers to work with. He very easily could have taken a couple, maybe it might have taken him 20 seconds to do it, or maybe 10, but he could have got that hang, and now it would be a 1-2 game. Instead, it's 3-0. Mental mistake.
Well, I mean, you just went, you evened it up from a 2-on-3 to a 1-on-1, and then decided that you were just going to run straight back. I've seen this situation happen many times, and I'll tell you what, I think it's worked out one time. And the one time it worked out, I saw Fedorov do it, Konstantin Fedorov, now with Houston Heat, and he did get the flag and was able to make it to the flag station, but he hung it on the wrong flag station. I don't know if you remember that one or not. But
what year was this?
It was when he was on the Russians in Phoenix last year before. But I'm not a big fan of that play. I mean, there's coaches everywhere. There's people on the sidelines, yelling at you. And literally you're trying to cover about 100 feet of ground,
While somebody's shooting at you with a gun that's shooting 200 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Paintballs. Come on.
So,
what's unfortunate, though, because he played so well to get himself into that position. So
that's
just frustrating.
Exactly,
All right, here we go. Looking at University of Nebraska Omaha on your screen right now in the red and black, digging out all the back bunkers. Very conservative breakout for them, but they have such a gigantic lead, Todd, that, well, I mean, it's not that gigantic yet. It's that 3-point spread that we talk about.
No, but it feels like it's a lot.
It does. It feels like it's a lot.
I mean, I'm up here, and it already feels like it's a lot. Purdue definitely came out hard towards the snake side. They got Phil on the break last game. So they, they shot 3 guns this way on the break and took the snake early. So Purdue looking to make their push through the snake side as they shoot one player off the Dorito side for Omaha.
Yeah. And so only one player on the Dorito side of the field, and he doesn't have any ground. You're looking at Purdue. This is a shot.
Purdue loses their snake players. He gets shot in the face. He's walking off. So 4-on-4 right now.
Oh, 3-on-4 as Purdue loses another body out of their bunker, man. I mean, I understand it's kind of hard to live in that stand-up yellow can, but stop dying out of your bunkers.
Yeah, you know what, though, Matty? That yellow can, you go to that spot to do a job. I've watched a lot of teams go there. You go to that spot to shut a lane down, whether it be the Dorito side or the snake side.
Yeah.
But once the guy gets past that lane, you have to get out of that can. That yellow can is not a spot that you want to live in. If the guy's in, snake 1 or even the Dorito 1, he's putting a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this. Brian Bortle for Omaha. He's just been destroying people from that center. And he's been followed up by Phil, who gets in the snake. He's in that 50-yard line snake. And look at this crossfield shot, and I think he just feasted. Yep, good job by Phil to get a shot on that 30-yard line. Dorito in the yellow zone. And Brian Bortle gets shot out of the center. So a little bit of chaos here, but Omaha still having players on that Dorito side of the field. And here comes their push at the top right-hand portion of your screen. He gets to that 50-yard line. And Phil is just going to wave him off because it looks like the last player for Purdue gets shot out of his bunker.
Yeah, he died out of that back center. Once he lost his corner on the Dorito side, Omaha just pushed straight into that 50 Dorito, wrapped on him with Phil in the 50 snake over here. He really just didn't have a chance.
So with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to play here in the first half, our score 4-0. It's not looking good for Purdue. But this has been what's happening. When the University of Nebraska Omaha plays teams so far, they've been 8-1, 9-1, and 10-1. So their average margin of victory is 8 points. That's it doesn't really get any better than that. I mean, I guess they could be skunking teams, but
yeah, but I mean, it's good though. I mean, they're playing controlled, disciplined paintball. I was trying to tell a couple of these teams. I talked to some of the Long Beach guys, some of the Liberty guys, Ohio U, and it's like this field is a field with really good shots on the break, and then being able to get into spots and hold lanes and be patient is going to be super important out here. That Dorito sides, it's a good side to go bunker to bunker, and just be methodically down the field. But I mean,
yeah, let's check out a replay real quick, Todd. So this is Purdue on the Dorito side of the field, and I don't really like that. Look at this. Well, you know, I think this is what happens. You look at the way that he's using his gun right now. The bottle with the air tank is up on his shoulder, and that tells me that he's trying to get as small as possible because he's getting pinched out. But this is what happens when you get stuck in the backfield, Todd. You know what I'm saying? When you're stuck in the backfield, then you have to contort your body into funky positions you can't really effectively fight out of. This is a little bit more standard. Look at that, nice. He's got the good tilt to the gun. You see the loader into the actual bunker, and all you're gonna see, he's got his elbow out a little bit too much, but still not that bad.
Yeah, but that spot, you know, it's just not a spot that you want to get stuck in. You know, Omaha making it out wide. Let's see if they break out. Come out a little bit short this time. Don't go too far on the snake side to the back center. Shoot one on the break immediately as Purdue goes back to that center yellow can, trying to keep Phil out of the snake.
Doubling up that back center again. I mean, they have got to know that Brian Bortle is getting up to the center every single game, and they double up that back center. Purdue doubles up the back center, and they get somebody shot at it. Look at Brian Bortle just trying to do work up there, and he gets taken out. But he trades out. So it's like Brian said yesterday, he's just going to go and get his couple kills and then get off the field.
Well, honestly, that's all he really needs to do. You know, he's got such smart players behind him. You know, Phil and Zach have been doing a great job of closing out games. I can't see who exactly that is on the Dorito side of the field.
He's about to get shot in the foot there in the center, and he does. So Purdue loses their attack in the center of the field.
Yes, we're this player right here that you can see on your screen. I mean, he is doing a great job of just being alive, being patient. Pike, I mean, just going down that field, you know, getting to his spot alive, shooting his gun, not forcing anything. He hasn't lost any silly gun battles.
Yep.
Probably because he knows he doesn't need to. Plus, they've shot a guy off that side almost every point. I mean, he's just straight down the Doritos.
Yeah, he's
every single time.
He's just clocking in at that point. He's not trying to do too much. He knows that Brian's been feasting in that center. He knows Phil's getting consistently into the snake. So Pike's just chilling over the Dorito side, and like you said, smartly but methodically moving down, and honestly just getting shot at a lot. It's like, hey, shoot at me. Okay, just really not engaging in any needless gunfights.
Well, Purdue is really concerned about Phil Kank. I mean, they've shot 3 guns this way for the past few games.
They can't shoot him out, though.
They're opening up the door for Brian just to keep going up that middle. And then as soon as he gets to the middle, they all start worrying about him. So, I mean, Pike is just walking down that Dorito side, you know, kind of casually. You know, take my time, no problem. But it's really smart of him. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, and Nebraska Omaha is looking flawless right now. The score is 5-0 with still a minute and 39 seconds to play here in this first half. And Purdue, at this point, they need to fix a lot of things. First of all, stop doubling up that back center for more than 30 seconds. You've lost a guy out of there every single time that happens. Let's check out this replay here. All right, so this is that off the break. Let's see if they double up that back center. And I'm not sure if that particular point he got shot, but we're following that center player as he gets to the stand-up yellow can in the yellow zone. Look at that. Did you see the referee streak by there? He's calling somebody out. So what's happening is that, you know, there's basically a 3-act structure to a paintball match. You have the first act, that's the start of the game. And a lot of what happens is dictated that, because how quick the point is going to be. It's like, well, how many guys did we shoot? If you lose one body, that's 20% of your firepower. And so it's fundamentally important that you try to keep your players alive off the break, which Purdue is not doing at that point. That's when I would always say, hey, look, everyone get to your bunkers and just stay alive for 45 seconds, okay? Can you do that for me, please?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that feeds the fire like watching as the Purdue player gets hit in the leg, try to stay in, comes out. You know, when you see bodies walking off the field on the break, you know, that just makes you want to keep digging and digging and digging and pushing, you know. As Omaha pushes straight again into that 40 Dorito, in the big yellow Dorito, and is just hammering the snake side of the field. Purdue with 3 guns focused on Brian Bortle. You know, this is what we keep seeing from Purdue. They shoot 3 guns this way, and Omaha just keeps going right on into the Dorito side.
Yeah, all the guns come to the snake side of the field, which allows Pike to just giddy up down that side. And look at Purdue is doing a lot of things wrong right now. They're getting shot out of their bunkers. Oh, here we go. Purdue trying to get into the snake. They're getting shot out of their bunkers. They're getting shot off the break.
And Pike just shot the temple on the snake side in the head from that 40 Dorito. He's coming off. The snake player gets shot for Purdue. He's coming off. And now there's just one body left. And here comes Pike again into the 50 Dorito. Brian Bortle is going to be able to walk that flag in.
Well, Nebraska Omaha is making a statement right now. And, you know, when we had talked to Brian Bortle before about this specific event and why his team came here, well, he said it was kind of like a no-brainer, essentially.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not a whole lot of people get the chance. You know, I think these guys are very fortunate to have the opportunity, you know, to play in the NCPA. You know, like I wish that, you know, my school had gotten a chance to.
Yeah.
These guys look like they're having a blast.
Oh, they're definitely having a blast. Let's check out this replay. And this is Purdue here in the back zone, man. These guys are just getting stuck in the backfield. They cannot aggressively push up the field because Omaha, and he just gets 1, 2, probably, I think he's getting shot in the back, too. Yeah, he couldn't quite see it there, even though it was directly in his face. So, yeah, Purdue's just having an issue. But, you know, going back to Brian Bortle, and yeah, no one is safe out there. Oh, wow, look at that. And bam. That's what it looks like to get shot in the face.
That's what it feels like to be a Purdue guy right now. You want to know? Hey, we have the goggle cam for Purdue.
Yeah. You just got the replay of what it feels like to be Purdue right now. Wearing it.
Can we get a Windex on field 1, please?
So there's Brian Bortle, one of the leaders from the team. Looks like he's turning his gun up. I'm not close enough to 300, Mom. Give me the wrench.
I said, give me the wrench, Mom.
Yeah. All right, so we'll be back with the second half action here. Our score, Nebraska 6, Purdue 0. The stomping hopefully will not continue. I'd like to see a better game here. That's what it feels like to be Purdue right now. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Things to do with Empire paintballs. You can paint a picture. You can paint a fence. You can paint your friend. But know that the paint will not remain, and Empire Paintball strives to reduce the impact of paintballs on the environment. Our RPS Advanced Formula Fill materials are all listed on the GRAS, Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act list, and will not negatively affect drinking water, water table, or the field environment. Shoot the best, and know that Empire Paintball works hard to protect our planet.
my child sees this, she's going to be like, what the are you doing? I'm trying to feed you, baby. Chow, please.
Just think, somewhere, some poor kid is playing a video game.
We've just done a lot to make the loader smaller, lighter, tighter, simpler, more reliable, more consistent, just a better product in almost every single way. It is the lightest force feed loader of its type on the market. It's also now, with this smaller body profile, the smallest force feed loader on the market. Everything's taken care of automatically by the sensors in the loader. Put it on your gun, play paintball.
All right, we are back here, second half competition. We are about to watch Nebraska Omaha. It's taking on Purdue, and they're beating them pretty bad. But you know what? This is the main court, but there's a couple other fields out here in the high school league. They're playing their championship. We're watching single A competition, which is a timed format, 10-minute halves. Highest score at the end of regulation is the winner. But there's another format that's just simple, basic 5-man, and that's double A. So it's a lot. This event is a lot bigger than just what we're seeing here on the main court.
Yeah, you got a lot of people out here competing. You know, this event's pretty big. But here on the main court, you got Vicious right now just handing out a beatdown to Purdue. Could this be a tale of two halves?
I don't know. We'll
the
see.
beatings continue?
But look at this, man. Yeah, the beatings will continue until morale improves. But right in the center, you have Purdue, who finally, this is what we talked about. Purdue needs to be getting into the center of the field, and they need to put guns on Brian Bortle. I mean, Brian Bortle is just running around, just shooting people at will. He just one-handed that guy.
He did just one-hand that guy.
He just came around, he's like, oh, give me that free kill.
He was like, I might as well shoot this guy while I'm loading, one-handed.
And then he's going to run down another Purdue player right here and put, that hurt.
Hey, Coach.
My neck hurts from that.
Excuse me, Coach. If you see Brian Bortle running at me, yell, please.
Yeah.
So I don't just take one.
Coach,
or 5.
You're standing right on the sidelines.
Hey, I mean, you can scream for dear life.
Yeah, so Purdue surrenders. It's basically what should be happening right now. And look at this. Here's Brian Bortle. He launches after he one-hand gangster gatted the center player. I mean, actually, maybe we're going to see that right here. No. He's just going to run down this last guy.
Oh, fingers are ready. And
bam, 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Hey, you're not going to need those balls you just loaded in your hopper anyway, bro.
Yeah.
Grab your pod, get out of here.
So he taps out. Yeah. I would seriously go back and be like, yo, hey, man, if you see Brian Bortle sharking down the center of the field, about ready to blast me after he just turned his gun up, so he's got to be shooting close to 300 feet per second right now, I'd be like, hey, can you just scream? Just say, hey, he's coming. so that way I can at least get my gun up and I can trade with him, and then
not end up on the highlight reel.
Yeah, not end up on the highlight reel, exactly.
Don't get posterized in here.
Yeah.
There's no posters. This is just straight highlight reel.
So second half action coming at you. I'm Matty Marshall. I got Todd Martinez up here, and we got a lot more paintball coming at you this afternoon. Right after the conclusion of this match, we'll be watching the Rutgers University Scarlet Knights take on Florida Atlantic University Owls. That should be a pretty evenly matched game. And then after that, heading into the afternoon's competition, is going to be the University of Maryland Tarpons, and they're going to take on Cal State University Long Beach, who beat the brakes off of Ohio University Bobcats this morning.
Oh, man. I saw Kakuza over there wiping all his welts. He had a big old economy-sized thing of Neosporin, just lathering himself up after some of the lumpings that he took today.
Yeah, well, at least they went out. They went out like men at the end, for sure.
I feel like they were having better luck running down the field in the very end, at least getting up the field and shooting people.
Why does that always happen? We see that time and time again.
Exactly, but they couldn't finish any of those games. As we see Pike get shot for the first time, going out to that tall temple, no problem. Omaha fills right across. Purdue comes all the way up to Snake 1, but they have already lost 2 bodies. The whole Dorito side is empty. They have a back center player, a Snake corner, and the Snake 1. It's a 3-on-4, but nobody on that Dorito side. Omaha recognizes it. Zach Sherman pushes his player across and comes in support.
And then Omaha getting to the 50-yard line. Oh, it looks like he might. No, he was able to get in there clean. And he immediately guns up on the Snake side of the field, and that's what you're looking at. Wing field right now for Omaha. And he is at the 50-yard line, Dorito. And here comes Brian Bortle advancing, furthering his way up the field, and gets an awesome shot over the top of that bunker on Purdue. I think that was Bedford in there for Purdue. Purdue just really, it was Bedry in there for Purdue. So he gets taken out. Phil Conk gets into Snake 1 for Omaha. And they really, at this point, Todd, I understand we have, still 8 minutes to go here, but with 7-0 being the score, Omaha really making a statement to the rest of the college teams right now. Like, hey, we're going to bring another level of paintball skills to the college championships.
Yeah, I can't really hear so much from up here, but it just seems like there's a lack of communication going on Purdue. Omaha, everybody's talking. They know where guys are moving. They're making coordinated effort out there. The Purdue guys all seem to be kind of like, we're going to shoot our lanes, we're all on our own, but everybody's losing gun battles left and right, and they can't seem to play with more than 5 guys or more than 4 guys, 30 seconds into the game at all,
Yeah.
So, they need to do a better job of being alive, some of the spots they're taking.
Absolutely. Let's look at Purdue here in the Snake, and you see Brian Bortle, you just clips him. Yeah, they're right on the right-hand part of your screen, stand up yellow temple, and then Purdue gets into the red zone, but then you see that perfect lane that Bortle had just right over the top. And Purdue, he went a little wide. Did you notice that, Todd? He was a little wide. If he had been a little bit closer, that angle wouldn't have been so dramatic. And I don't think he would have got shot if he had gone a little bit tighter, closer into that bunker.
Yeah, and, those things are already pretty low, but you got to kind of suck into them. But once again, where's the coach at? Like, hey, the guy just ran to the temple right next to you. Tuck in, get in,
Yeah.
It's also that guy's responsibility to go in there with his head up so that he can see, that Brian Bortle's running up the field. Because Brian Bortle, we saw him literally run in the wide open up to that temple as the Snake player was diving in.
Yeah.
So, communication to teammates, to each other. The guys that got shot as soon as Omaha got into the Snake, nobody's like, hey, the guy's in the Snake. Nobody saw him. And the back center guy just got ripped to pieces. So, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and it's just communication is so important. Laura was talking to, I believe it was the Liberty guys in the pit, and they were like, hey, we need to play calm, cool, collected as they were, and really talk to each other, and see how important it is. And Purdue,
but it goes both ways. You got to listen. That's a big part of communication. So here, Omaha on your screen right now. They're doubling up that back center, and then it's Brian Bortle in that red beanie, and he's clean. So that's definitely good for Omaha because Brian Bortle's been just dominant.
2 bodies already walking off for Purdue.
And you can tell by the body language that they're kind of already mentally defeated, Todd. Just score 8-0. kind of just playing this one for pride at this point.
You might get that goose egg that you were asking for out of Omaha.
Yeah, it looks like that might happen because it's not looking good for Purdue on this point. You're looking at the Purdue backfield, the only 3 players left on the field, stuck in those back blue bunkers. They can't stay back there. You cannot fight out of that little tiny bunker.
Well, look at Zach Sherman. I mean, yeah, they're up bodies. It's a 5-on-3. But he really just has all the freedom in the world, standing over the top of that blue temple on the snake side, you know, just controlling things with his gun. A little bouncer.
Yeah, I mean, look how he's just over the top of the bunker because no one's putting him in. If no one's going to put you in, then why not?
Yeah, we see some of the other guys on Omaha, or I should say the other guy, the backup.
Yeah.
The one reserve that they have, you know, getting some time out here, gets bounced, but gets into the snake 50.
Yeah, because Omaha only has, I believe, 6 guys.
I think it's 6 guys. I looked in their box, and, you know, they only had that one guy, Richards.
Well, a lot of times that can either help or hurt you. If you have a situation where your guys aren't fit enough to play consecutive points, then it will hurt you. But if they are fit enough to do that, then it will help you because you get in that vibe, you get in that zone. You know, you start playing a bunch of points together. You start to get in a situation where you really feel that, you know, okay, we're all playing on the same level right now.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're playing these games and you're just shooting 3 guys on the break, it's not really that physically demanding. They didn't play 9 really hard points right there, you know what I mean? Brian Richards, you know, this is a great time for him to get in there and get some experience, you know, and get a feel for what the game's like, you know, when it's played at this level. So get him in there, get him some points. We've seen Justin Pike, you know, he's playing like he's on Vicious, you know, running down that side of the field.
Yeah, right?
But, I mean, Purdue really just, they need to go back and get something cold to drink because there's really nothing else that they
could do right
with
now.
6.5 left being down 9-0.
At this point, they should just enjoy the ride, man. Enjoy the ride. You're here at the NCPA championships, and you're playing an incredibly good paintball team. Not a lot of people ever even get to play against a team of the caliber of Omaha, Nebraska, and that's an awesome thing, you know. So they should probably start taking notes. It's like, okay, well, we're going to be here next year, so, and not like we're going to quit just because we got the tar beat out of us 9-0 so far here with 6 minutes and 33 seconds to go. But regardless, they should be kind of looking at this as a very big learning experience.
Yeah, it's going to get worse too. We still got 6.5 left to go, 3.5 into this half. As Purdue loses another body on the break. I mean, there is 2 guys shooting that way and 1 runner on the Dorito side for Omaha, and they're just slicing the Dorito side to bits. I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, Maddie, I went and looked out there, and there are great shooting lanes. You know, it's almost like you got to play. If you're playing against another team, you know, that really has those shots dialed in, you kind of got to, you know, comes a game of patience where you're looking what he's doing because you want to do the same thing. You know, you got to try and go, you know, body for body and match up with the guy that's in front of you.
Well, we walked this field, Todd, on the first day we got here, and we looked at those lanes, and we're like, dude, if you put good shooters in the back, as Purdue continues to just get destroyed trying to get up on that Dorito side of the field, and here comes Brian Bullard and the rest of the crew.
Yeah, good shooters. I mean, if you got good shooters, those shots are there. As you can see from Omaha, you know, they got really good shooters, and Zach and Brian, you know, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, you're looking at Brian Borrell right there, Richards, and Pike's doing such a solid job. I mean, he's so quiet down the Doritos, we're not really saying his name a lot because Brian was running around like a crazy maniac here in the center, just destroying people. But Pike's handling business over there on the Dorito side of the field, not dying, getting up into his spots, staying alive, shooting bodies.
Yeah, Wingfield, I mean, he's doing a solid job as well. I mean,
yeah, so let's check out this replay here, Todd, and this is Nebraska right here. Look at this, all backfield line, but they're about to launch. Look at that, gunned up. There goes Brian Bortle. Brian Bortle launches, and then Zach Sherman sees his boys launch, and they move coordinated right into the yellow zone, and then immediately gunned up. Their eyes, you notice their eyes are always downfield. They never put their eyes towards the ground because they need to be able to see those variables in front of them and then make moves based off of that. Now let's look at Purdue. Purdue stuck in the backfield, and look at the top of your screen. You see those moves being made, but Purdue, they're stuck behind their bunkers. They're not able to gunfight out and get shots on Omaha as Omaha advances up the field, Todd. I mean, that's as 101 textbook as it gets. Nice job.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with them being down bodies early. You know, like you said, you lose one body, that's 20% of your firepower. You know, and then when you're Vicious, who are already good shooters, and they're shooting a guy early, you know, they're staying committed to firing their lanes and you know, being vocal and, you know, looking for the kills. You know, they just put Purdue on their heels instantly every game.
Well, we have about 5 minutes and 39 seconds to play here in this matchup. But next up, we have Rutgers University Scarlet Knights going to be taking on Florida Atlantic University Owls. And then after that, starting this afternoon's competition, we have University of Maryland Terrapins, and they're going to be taking on Cal State Long Beach, who I would say would be the other favorite team besides Nebraska.
And there goes another. Purdue goes real hard to the Dorito side, gets one out, but loses one on the Snake side early. Another one getting checked. Still alive, so 4 bodies for Purdue.
And it looks like 5 bodies for Omaha as there goes Pike down that Dorito side of the field. Brian Bortle and Zach Sherman in the center. We're looking at Bortle. Oh, I think Bortle just caught one. Yeah, so nice job by Purdue to finally take out Brian Bortle in the center. And I don't think he shot anybody before he went this time.
Well, Purdue's got to be like, holy crap, you can shoot people from these Doritos. I've never been over here before. That's what that's like. But he got shot in the face and he's leaving.
And yeah, exactly. He didn't get to live over there for long.
He might have gotten too excited.
So excited. Oh my God, I'm alive. What do I do? Whack. Oh, okay, great.
As we see Brian Richards again in that 50 Snake. I think we got Justin Pike in the 50 Dorito. As Richards going to lean out and square off on the back of the Purdue player in the back center.
Yeah, look at this. Just phenomenal paintball being played here by Nebraska. And, I mean, we're watching the greatest beatdown of the weekend thus far.
Yeah, I think this should be 11. I think we're missing one. That last point, that was 10, I believe. I could be wrong, but
1, 2, 5, 7. Baker's dozen.
All that matters is that there's a big fat 0 on the other side.
Yeah, let's check out the Snake move here. And you're looking at Richards as he gets right over 6 years now, and I really haven't seen this kind of dominance before. The teams are normally a little bit more even matched, but to be honest, you have some of the best paintball players in the world. You know, the guys from about half the team, well, actually a little bit more than that, from Nebraska Omaha, they play on Team Vicious in the PSP, and make sure to check them out next weekend. We'll be in Phoenix webcasting all weekend long at paintballaccess.com. And you know, Vicious is awesome. They're pretty amazing, and they're showing it right now.
Vicious doesn't have a whole lot of wins in the pro brackets, you know, but if you watch our webcast and tune in, and you can really see, you know, the difference, like you're talking about the dominance here. I mean, these guys are great paintball players. They lose a lot of close games. Yep. You know, Karen always yells at me. You know, she's like, we always get up on you guys, you know, talking about the infamous guys, and then we just blow it every time, you know.
And you're like, yep, you do.
Yeah, you kind of do. But, I mean, they've done that, you know, quite a few times now. And, you know, credit to Infamous, too. We're sick, you know, but I'm just playing. But, I mean, these guys, like, they're in those games. And now that, you know, they've lost a lot of those close games, you know, they've come up through the ranks winning, you know, in the lower divisions. And now to lose some of those close games in the pro bracket, it's really helped them grow as a team. You can see how much better they've gotten. I mean, and they're really showing, you know, the separation of skill and talent here. But, I mean, watch the PSP webcast next week, and I mean, there are some decent paintball players over here.
All right, so here we go. Purdue getting into that back corner bunker on the Snake side of the field, and you see that back lineup in the blue section of the field. They have to get out of there. I know you got to start there, but this is when we talk about, okay, look, it's a lot to a little. It's a lot to nothing. How about that? No. And at this point, try to learn something, man. Go have some fun. Be like, all right, I'm going to go up to the 50 off the break. Why not? Getting shot anyway. Here comes Pike now into the Dorito side.
Definitely not. Let's keep running to those little mini race bunkers in the center and try and lock off the Dorito side. You haven't locked anybody off of anywhere yet. You haven't stopped a thing. Not once.
Not once. Yeah, so there's Dylan. He's in Snake. 1, and look at Nebraska. They're just zoning up right now, except for Pike. Pike's like, nope, they just can't stop it. They just have to go forward.
I think Karen Bortle Must have told Pike he gets $10 for every time he gets in a 50 Dorito.
Yeah.
He is making a living over there.
And Pike's going to get past the 50-yard line. He's going to go on to Purdue's side of the field. 2 minutes and 26 seconds left to play here.
Ooh. Hey, guys, I'm out. So for, somebody ordered a baker's dozen? Was that you?
I ordered a baker's dozen.
Oh, here you go, sir.
Earlier. It's coming up. 2 minutes. Yeah, I think that probably will be our final score. Well, we'll see. We got 2 minutes and 17 seconds left. So how many points can Omaha run up against Purdue in 2 minutes and 17 seconds?
I don't know. Hopefully they'll just, try something. Maybe get a point on the board, but.
So we are here at the NCPA Championships, Lakeland, Florida. The clouds are starting to roll in, but to be honest, this is actually perfect paintball weather. You don't really want, you want it just a slightly, little bit cloudy, so you're not getting beat down by the sun. The sun doesn't affect the paintballs. You know, paintballs are very sensitive to the conditions. The fill and the coating. Yeah, as you're looking at that, just gray overcast skies right here in Lakeland. And but I tell you what, I talked to Nick Tossi from Liberty, who's going to be playing this afternoon, and he's like, this is perfect. I hope it stays like this all day today. Now, make sure you go to ncpapaintball.com, get your event shirts, support the NCPA.
Like this one right here?
Like the fine event shirt.
Look it up. Keep it real nice.
We have our model here, Todd Martinez, showing off the 2012 NCPA high fashion
They're
shirt.
a little tight in the biceps, though. Is yours that way? Or is it just mine?
Was it buys for the guys?
Oh,
is that what you're trying to do right now?
I woke up this morning. I did 10 push-ups. Maddie woke up and did 11. Trying to outdo me all the time.
Handstand push-ups.
Got to keep fit, just
Did some man makers. It looks a little gloomy on it. I know it's the wonder of television, but it doesn't look that treacherous actually here in person.
Yeah, it's nice out.
Yeah. I mean, it could be 95 with 100 billion% humidity. I mean, that's what the weather app told me this morning when I woke up.
We were great yesterday until halfway through the day, and then the humidity kicked in.
So the destruction of Purdue continues.
Yeah. They tried to run up to that little mini race bunker. Got annihilated.
Weird. Pike is just prancing down the Dorito side of the field, shooting. And, I mean, no one is it's like they haven't even shot at Pike, honestly, all game.
Maybe Pike's invisible and we don't know it.
Well, we can see him. Maybe he's
invisible to Purdue.
I think he's got a force field on. He figured out the paintball force field.
We'll go ask him about that.
Has Pike got shot this game?
I think he got shot once.
I'm trying to think back. When did Pike get shot? I can't remember.
No, but there goes Richards.
I think, did Richards get shot? No one got shot. It's 5-on-1, and there's that Baker's dozen that we talked about. Let's see. We have all the scores here. I'm going to go see if there's a worse beating than the beating that we're watching right now. No, there's not. Well, there was a 10-1 beating that Nebraska put on. What was that yesterday? Can't remember. But regardless, 13-0 is our score. And I wish there was a towel that could be thrown in, because I would have thrown the towel in a while ago. Minute and 23 seconds left on the clock.
Purdue's in there. They're not like, stitch me up. They're like throwing the
All right,
towel.
let's watch this replay. This is Purdue right now. This is Purdue. This is how Purdue feels. And, yes, please stop shooting me. That's basically, that's the quote from this game.
It's kind of like a universal, like, make the bad man stop.
Yeah.
We have nothing left.
Walking off with a face full of paint and being very frustrated at your performance. So, got about a minute to go here. So, a lot more paintball coming at you here today. Right after this, we got Rutgers University taking on Florida Atlantic. And then after that, you're going to have University of Maryland going to be taking on Cal State Long Beach. I'm really looking forward to that game, because if we had to talk about favorites in this event, it would have to probably be Tennessee, who's our returning champs. They won 3 games yesterday. Obviously, the University of Vicious. And and Cal State Long Beach.
Yeah, Long Beach looks real solid.
Yeah, they look real solid. I was kind of scared for them when Chris Tregarthen looks like he might have broke his hand. I think he might be playing with a broken hand, actually.
Yeah. Oh, and Liberty University.
Of course, yes.
pretty
And
good.
Liberty also looks really good. Liberty is going to be playing Tennessee, so that's coming up this afternoon. I can't wait to see that. That's going to happen after the Cal State-Maryland game. So we got ourselves a lot of awesome games. And then also UConn is going to be playing Nebraska this afternoon, too.
Nice.
All right,
Face
so
shot,
here we
Brian
go.
Bortle. Shooting his gun one way, but keeping his head up. Looking out wide. And one Purdue player walking off with a goggle hit.
Nice. Yeah, that was a great angle right there. Saw Brian Bortle rolling his gun, and Purdue still stuck in that center. Here comes Brian Bortle, and he's going to run. Oh, takes a digger, and then able to get in and get his gun up. Stand up Temple, just center of the field.
Yeah, just in time to abuse that Purdue player trying to come across to the snake. As we see Richards again coming across into snake one. Phil Kank bumps out from the center, getting checked.
God, Brian is just dominating on his gunfights right now. Dominating on his gunfights. So here we go. Let's see, there's only 3 players left alive for Purdue. Let's see if the 3 players can hold out and keep the score to be that Baker's dozen 13-0. With Pike just, again, I don't think, when has Pike got shot? Has he got shot? I'm trying to think back. Maybe like the first 1 or 2 points. Regardless.
I'll tell you what, though, this game is doing wonders for Richards' confidence.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, he kind of tiptoed in the snake the first time, you know, kind of got scared. Now he's just full on diving into the 50 snake every
Full
game.
on,
Like,
just-
oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's
full
feeling
on
it.
diving directly. So that is going to do it here. Our final score, a lot to a little, as the
0.
University of Nebraska Omaha beats just the tar out of Purdue University Boilermakers. Next up, we got Rutgers University Scarlet Knights taking on Florida Atlantic University Owls. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez, and we will be right back. Do not go anywhere.